Alright, gang. I think we're finally back. We have 6 people. 6 people we are waiting for today. I'm going to drop all of them into both of the chats. And I'm going to label it today's roster because that would make a lot more sense than just a random list of names. And so we're going to get today's roster in. We're going to wait for this roster to get here, doing the roll call for the very first stream. Troper, I swear to God, you capitalize one more letter, I'm taking you to Bethel, Ohio. All right, not even Ohio, Bethel. I've been there. There's nothing. And pretty soon, there's going to be nothing and you. What's up, Jarther? Cuber, you are here. Phenomenal. Zresriel, you are here, also phenomenal. Thank you very much. What's up, Not the Plan? How you doing? What's up, Akari? What's up, Crimson? Micros, I love you too, buddy. Tequila, happy Saturday to you as well, my buddy. Suzy Koo, what is up? What's up, Matt? Joe Sauce, I'm your favorite internet sassy man? That's far too kind. So we're going to play Talker's Trials while we wait for these people. Here for attendance for detention. D's. Rock, you are on time. And I just want to point out, gang, I was only 5 minutes late today. So, Troper, the reason you're bad at this game is because only, like, 2 team compositions are viable. This game has tortured my brain. For those of you who don't know, this is a little auto chess minigame. We're just playing it while we wait for today's roasties to get into the tank. We have 2 of the 6 roasties together, and then once we get the other ones, we're going to go to Moxfield, and we're going to start popping open their decks. We're still waiting on Roosh the Mighty. I believe Tauntzilla. Yeah, we're still waiting on Tauntzilla. We have Zresriel and Cuber, and then we're waiting on Jarther and Kiva. This deck can't possibly be out of $50 in a Commander's plate. The number of decks that are $50 in a Commander's plate. Okay, so Troper, you're bad at this. So what I want everyone to pay attention to, Gravetide83, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Mike Rose, it's a Patreon redeem, which is full for the month. Kiva, you are here. Great. That's 3 out of 6. Tauntzilla, you are here. That's 4 out of 6. So we're going to give it like 5 more minutes, and then we're just going to get going with who we have. So what I want you all to notice is when I play this little guy here, these names pop up on the left side of the screen. Those are traits. Those are things that make your team stronger. There are, in circulation, like 10 traits or something. There's only, yeah, in Troper, only like 2 of them are work at all. One of them is Vanguard Mages, and you have Vygar be your carry. So Vanguard Mages works. Witchcraft can work. Hugo, you're not today. Vanguard Mages work, and so that's this guy specifically. Yes, they are like draft archetypes, guy in orange. This is, oh my god, is that why I like this game? This is basically League of Legends draft gameplay. This is just drafting League of Legends. Kilroy, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub. Welcome back to the dog home, my friend. And as you collect enough versions of each unit, they will go from like bronze to silver, which makes them stronger. And so you're generally trying to pick an archetype you want to be in, and then you need to star them up to make them better, and you get little items and shit. Troper, going for 3 stars. Going for 3 stars is really just important for a couple key units. For Vanguard Mages, which is the easiest composition to have go like really well, the thing you want to be putting stars into is Vagar, Galio for sure, and then who else is in the comp with them? Galio, Vygar, Vex. Dark, we're not dog maxing, we're just waiting for, now we're just waiting for 2 people. We have, I believe Tauntzilla showed up, so it's Roosh the Mighty, and Jarthur. And if at 11:15 neither of them have shown up, we're just going to start with Taintzilla's going to go first because Taintzilla did pop up. Vygar, Galio, and Vex. And that okay, so the secret tech Troper. And the secret tech for any of you that want to draft League of Legends. All right, now we win because we have Vygar. So the secret tech for anyone who wants to play draft League of Legends is champions can cost different amounts of money. Troper, that is the secret. Tom Kench's stun, one of these characters, when they reach the third star, their ability becomes I stun you for 8 seconds. It becomes straight up I unplug your goddamn keyboard and I send you to the Shadow Realm. And that is what fucking that is what happens. And so I think all the rounds, Panda Waffles, the category is not off. We're just playing this while we wait for today's roasties to get here because not everyone is here. And so I'd rather spend 15 minutes playing something else while we talk about shit and then eventually get into roasting once we can do everyone in a cohesive group. Holy shit, we have 2 Vagars already. Okay, so I'm gonna reforge this. There's also there's very specific items you want on each champion. Like Vygar doesn't want really any of these. I want either an item for my tanks, or I want a item that will give, or I want Spear of Shojin. And those are like the only 2 things I give a fuck about right now. If it's not a tank item or Spear of Shojin, stays on the fucking bench. Tetrarunes, I've not gotten into 40k tabletop yet. I'm in talks with Pleasant Kenobi to do some sort of 40k live stream, and then I'm going to be picking up Space Marine 2. And so I'll be playing that this weekend. Maybe I'll make videos about it. Maybe I will just play it for my own enjoyment. Sure. What's my favorite army in 40k? I straight up do not know the factions like that, my brother in Christ. I hope to one day soon have a favorite 40k army. But currently, I just do not be knowing those factions like that. Holy shit, we have a 2-star. Okay, now I think we get to win now. How fast was the form for the roast filled out? Need to know what the competition will be like for next month. So, for this month's roasts, and I'm going to stay true to my word, and we are going to move over to the roasting now. For this month's roasts, in the first 24 hours, I think we filled up like 30 to 40 slots. It was at least the mid-30s, and I don't know if it crested the 40s. Oh, wait, I can just fucking look. Hold on. I just have the goddamn... We filled 39 slots within the first 3 hours. Within the first 24 hours... we filled 45. And then the last 3 were filled outside of the first 24 hours. Crazy Moose, you're here. God bless. That should be almost everybody. That's everyone but the Mighty Roosh. So we will hold Roosh off until last, and then we will otherwise just get it going. So Dragon Cat, that's what the competition was like. 45 of 48. Oh wait, no you're not. What am I? Oh no. Okay, so Crazy Moose, you're not, but this is your fault because Crazy Moose rhymes with Mighty Roosh, and so that made me think that it was the same people. And so I think that's something you're going to have to take accountability for. Definitely not me. But no, you're not on the list today. That's my fault. My fault, GOAT. I'm sorry about that. What's up, Zlaux? Okay, so I still think I don't think we have Jarthur. And I don't think... Oh, no, I think they might be here. They're in the list of users. Hold on. Accountability in this economy? Yeah, Jarthur shows up on my list of users in chat, so I'm going to assume they're here, but still give them some time. You are here. God bless. Then it's everybody but the Mighty Roosh is here. So we're just going to get it kicking. For those of you... Oh, I need to open the PowerPoint. It's been so long since we did this, I don't have the PowerPoint open. Zahir, what's up, my friend? So for those of you who don't know, the way this works is you get me a deck list, a primer, and a power level. We do not... We do not accept 1 through 10. We only accept silly, spooky, scary. And your primer is what you think the deck already does or what you want the deck to do. This is the key thing that I'm going to be grading your deck against, whether or not you meet your own stated standard for what it's supposed to be like. Now, if your stated standard is something horrible, I will still clown you for that, and I will come up with a new standard and probably personality for you to adhere to. And then finally, you give me the deck in one word, and that's just for fun. Sergeant Hamilton, I am going to be at MagicCon Vegas. Yes. I was... Honestly, this level... I've only ever had a contentious relationship with Wizards of the Coast, but this level of grime I respect. They denied me a creator pass. They didn't leave me on red. They didn't say we're thinking about it and just let the dates pass through. I sent them all of my analytics, which are better than when they started giving me a creator pass, and they answered back... Nah. Not quite good enough, bro. Have you considered posting 3 times a day? Have you considered using search engine optimization on some of your content? They saw my shorts and said, hell nah. Narset still got shooters out here. That's why. But I'm still going to be at MagicCon Vegas. Sergeant Hamilton, no, I think they do have... I have the utmost faith that the good people at Wizards of the Coast do have a grasp of what sarcasm is. I also think that the stuff that I make is very, very on the line of that. I had one time one of my buddies who works in the industry told me that basically all content falls into fetish content or rage reaction content, and then everything is just on that spectrum, and my stuff is on the rage reaction end of it. And so I get a lot of people who watch my stuff and they're... No, Sunshine, that's the thing, is I'm rage react, but I attempt to drip it with so much sarcasm that people know that I'm not being serious, and some people don't fucking get it. And so Wizards has never said anything about if they do or do not like me. My observations of the stuff I've pitched them that they have said no to, the times that we have worked together and the times that we haven't worked together, is that if they were to give me support, the people that think I am being dead serious would be too emboldened. See, Kiva, that's the thing, is I'm just double dipping, right? There's 90% of the video is a rage reaction, and then 10% of it, I get the monster fuckers too. So I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top. We're going to get that in a clean take from my YouTube editor. Now, the point is that 90% of each of my videos is a rage reaction, and then the last 10 seconds is fetish. I get the monster fuckers, I get the rage babies. I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top. And on that note, you guys, this is why I never got the Biden hate, because that little loop that you just watched, I mess up my own lines so fucking much. Like, when I would watch clips of that dude and they were like, oh, he has dementia, and he was stumbling through a sentence and wasn't sure where he was, I was like, that was Tuesday for me. That was me trying to talk about Chatterfang just last night. What are we talking about? In a low-stress situation, just me, my mood lights? Yeah, one more time for the B-roll. Exactly, Suzuki. Slightly off topic, is there a way we can find clips or the videos from where you reviewed our decks? Yeah, they should be available in the live section of my YouTube channel. And I am going to be cutting each deck out to send the VODs to individual users. But if you go to YouTube and you go to my page and then you go to live, you can find all these decks, all these streams, and they should be named appropriately so that if we are doing a deck roasting stream, yeah, like deck roasting's back, roasting my viewers' terrible decks, yada yada yada. All right, so with all that, we're gonna kick off with Taintzilla's deck. This is a spooky deck. Otter and friends hit the gym. Aggressive otters and also friends. So we've given Rawl a testosterone prescription, and we're just kind of letting him roid rage about it. In one word, the deck is otter. Let's turn some tags on. Okay, we have crafty mages, and I do not see Rawl Zarek in here, so you are... Oh, wait, no. Okay. There is one here. Jay Sunshine, yes, this is the $25 tier of my Patreon. It is capped every month, so it's currently already sold out. I made this at 3 a.m. I ran out of quips. Oh, come on. Give him some drip is fine. I like Archmage. I think Lightning Greaves makes sense. That's fine. I like the Tims. He got the Tims. He's got the Gucci robe. It's fine. Hitting the gym. All right, so these are the things that buff. God, this card is fucked up. Tempest Angler, so desperately underwhelming in 60 card, and so fucking awful in Commander. Then Wizard class. Okay. I don't like that. So this is the removal section. We do have, yeah, every blue player ever that's been hit with a fucking Craterhoof Behemoth has Cyclonic Rift in the deck. Arcane Denial is very kind of you. This is an incredibly generous counterspell that me personally, I would not be letting the asshole I just counterspelled draw 2 more of those cards. But hey, you know what? You do you. I like this. This is... Ooh, wow. This is actually heinous in your deck because you dump blockers and then cast something else for prowess because everything has... Oh, but you're already getting... I guess if you have like a token deck you need to get through. I don't like that, but make it hurt. Lightning Bolt, brother. Alright, fine, Lightning Bolt. We got Slick Sequence. We got Delayed Blast, Fireball. This is really a moment of the deck theme can't be I have $50 and a copy of Commander's Plate. I understand you're trying to use stuff you have. I feel like, oh, maybe this legitimately is the best you can do for one-sided, because I was gonna say this is absolutely unhinged from a perspective of a $24 card to deal 2, potentially 5 to everything. But if you are looking specifically for not gonna hurt my stuff, and is that the end of the removal? That's it? Cool. Alright, cool. Zahir, we're not gonna do custom card reviews during the Decro streams. I forgot to turn it off, but we will not be doing it. Alright, more Bloomborough shit. Bonus round is very funny. And there's Variant. Alright, so we have a lot of trigger doublers. I like that. I do like, God, I love abusing the stack. I love the fucking IHOP sextuple stack for my fucking lightning bolts, dude. If otter hands don't work, try dragon. This is what this is what every deck's backup plan should be. Every deck's backup plan, it's still on mechanical theme, and it's just entirely the other direction of, you know what? Prowess isn't working with the 1/1s, flying 4/4s. That's the prowess I want. And then Shark Typhoon, Song of Toad and Dance. 15 card touchers is good. Scroll Rack is crazy, brother. This is half a deck, half a shoe closet. Looking at the top of your deck is not a bad thing. There are so few decks in which Scroll Rack is a bad card. It's just the things in this $435 deck, the things you have spent money on, insane. All right? Insane. This is some Bluth family spending. But 15 card touchers is good. Storm is pretty good. Oh, Haze of Rage is funny. I'm gonna tell you right now, dog, I have no faith in your ability to rip this grape shot off. Let's go to the playtester. God loves you that 4 lands showed up in the opening hand of this 32 land deck. God really... You don't love this deck, but it loves you. Alright, so we're going to opt, because holy shit, we gotta get some better shit in here. I almost want to bottom this just because we have a bunch of lands and nothing to do with them. Oh, you have a Renicus's Vile Duplication in here? Holy fuck. Alright, Artist Talent is fine. I don't beef with Artist Talent, and this is gonna be non-creature spell. So let's cast this. We will discard a mountain to draw. Get reliquaried in this bitch. Tanuki Tales, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. And then I won't Reliquary Tower. I am going to do the Riverglide Pathway to hold up Arcane Denial if we need it. And then what's cracking? We don't... Or, you know, let's pretend we needed to use the Arcane Denial. And I will dump that mountain, and then on the next upkeep we would draw, and then on our turn we'll draw. So now we have 4 lands, which this deck should never need more than 4, because what does our commander cost? 4. And what are we? Liars. So we're going to tell people that we don't have it, and they're not going to shoot us in the face because this is a cute little otter. And who would do that? Right? So we're going to play our commander, and they're going to get removed. And we're going to go to our next turn. And then we're going to play Goblin Electromancer so that we can start cost reducing. And then we'll pay 1 for this dog shit, and we'll draw 2 cards. See, and now we have Scroll Rack, and holy fuck, our Scroll Rack and Grape Shot not doing a goddamn thing for us. Holy heck, are these 2 cards not doing a lot. Tag 2 blokes who do fuck all. Yeah, send this to 2 friends that just don't make it happen. And now that Delayed Blast Fireball has come up, I am going to come back and be harsh on it. This is reactive abuse. For those of you that haven't been exposed to this, this is you doing something mean, you doing something bad, because they've done something bad to you. And truly, I think your deck, if you have 6 mana, you should be able to kill a man instead. And so if we're going to be spending 6 mana to kill a man, well, before I say this, clean cut for the editor, let's fix you now. The first thing we need to fix about you is Delayed Blast Fireball. Because if you have 6 mana, that 6 mana should just go directly into someone's sternum and they should die. The way your prowess deck wants to work is you need even more card draw. Troper, they don't need more lands. Don't fill their head with that dirty, dirty bullshit. A prowess deck can function on 32 lands. Below 32 is crack smoking territory. But you can work with 32 so long as you can cycle really effectively. Right now, this deck cannot cycle really effectively because it has a couple things that it's greeding out for. And the thing about prowess is you don't get to be greedy. You're already being very greedy by playing a green deck whose muscles deflate halfway through the fucking match. Right? Like, the green players are the roided up boxers, and you are like that one old, you are Master Roshi, who's gonna bulk up, and then he's gonna and so we have a number of cards that are either too expensive or are predicated on this, like, we're going late. And going late is not a thing that's gonna work. So let's talk about what needs to go out, and then we're gonna talk about what needs to go in. The things that I think are too greedy or betray a different strategy than the one you should actually be doing is Delayed Blast Fireball. You have 6 mana. You would rather get 4 to 6 prowess triggers and make a man die. I think Twinning Staff as well. I do not think you want to be on copying as much as you think you want to be. Copying is going to be a really, really good cherry on top. It's going to be the Salt Bay garnish of crack for the times that you do go late. But the times that you do go late are going to be really, really rare. And Kiva raises the good point of copying stuff doesn't trigger prowess, which is a little rules coinky dink you may not have known. We've had a couple decks come through the factory where people are like, What do you mean it doesn't trigger like that? I do like Eris. I think Eris will be cost reduced. I think they will work. I think this is a good backup plan of getting beaters out once the game has gone on a while. I would get rid of Shark Typhoon. As another commenter has already said, you want to be in prowess, which means you're going to be making a lot of tiny sharks, which is not the worst thing ever, but I think at the point we are at in this deck, you would much rather have something that is drawing you more cards or have something that is going to make you mana so that you can really rip through your deck. I would also say Song of Totentanz. Oh wait, everything. Never mind. No. Never mind. I forgot. It's other creatures. I thought it was otters. I thought it was racist. It's not racist. Everybody gets cracked with Bria. That's fine. Flyers with prowess, good. I would instead catalog this in sort of Eris backup plan territory, but I would cut Song of Totentanz. As an X spell, you never want to spend enough mana to make this crazy, especially because they can't block. I think this is another instance of there is the argument of, oh, we're going to do this to make a bunch of rats, and then the next turn they're going to have prowess. But if people see you do that, here's what you're doing. We got to get a fucking prop for this. Okay, gang. I'm going to cast Song of Totentanz for X equals 10, and I do have Bria on the board. Do it! That's what's happening. Oh boy. We still live? My computer just fell over. Alright, I think we're good though. So you just basically never want to be tapping out for something where you're then going to pass the turn to everybody else to let them deal with you. I think instead of Song of Totentanz, some people have been very helpful in chat. Rissock, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. One of your best friends is Young Peasy. This is going to help your prowess turns, and it's going to be a little bit more gradual. Another potentially good one is Metallurgic Summonings, but I'm not sold on that because I do think it's on the expensive side. We could put this is going to go in the maybe section. This could be okay if we get your mana curve otherwise under control. You want a prowess deck that's going to be hot. 4 and above, nothing. 4 and above, not a goddamn thing. 1 and 2, that's where we live. Okay, we live at 1 and 2. Just that's us going from 1 mana to 2 mana as we cast cantrips. Nightsea, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 11 months in a row, almost a full year, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. But let's keep going on things to go out. So Totentanz goes out for sure. Aminatu's Augury, hey, listen, this is a very cool card. This is not the deck for this card. This card cares about a lot of different card types and is highly expensive. The only card types you really care about are creature, instant, sorcery. There are some enchantments you want, but you really do not have enough big hitters for this to pay off in the way you think it'll pay off. But there are decks this can go in. This ain't one of them. Oh, it does give creatures you control haste. Explosive, oh, that is a very good point. Maybe we keep this, but I'm going to put an electric shock collar around you, and it will explode if you ever pay more than 1 into X. So we can keep this as a 1 mana and a red spell to give our other tokens haste. But we are going to get rid of Aminatu's Augury. You were raised on the goof juice, brother. You were really raised on the goof juice, weren't you? This is a funny card. This is not it. So let's talk about the beauty of statistics. Let's talk about the beauty of statistics and why they make this one of the worst inclusions this deck could have short of Vorinclex. This is going to let you exile cast some copies based on the first thing you cast every turn. What Arcane Bombardment really, really likes is decks that cast a couple fucking cranked to shit instants and sorceries, or can selectively put really expensive instants and sorceries into the graveyard for bombardment to then cheat out. In God's Perfect Prowess deck, you are going to have like 40 non-creature spells that you're going to use to rip through your deck, and many of them are going to be little shitters. Many of them are going to be things like Faithless Looting, going to be Opt, Ponder, Preordain. Arcane Bombardment is good for prowess in the sense that you can cast the copies, but it is another, I tap out for Arcane Bombardment, please kick me in the balls as hard as you can. So some of this advice depends on your playgroup. If your playgroup is letting you do those things, God bless you, brother. You are at the mountaintop. It's never going to get better for you in this life. But if it's not working the way you want it to, we want stuff that is going to... We want, like... This is another concept I've been thinking about. It's 0-3. Okay, perfect. This is another thing I've been thinking about. When you build decks, what you want to be thinking about is first order synergies. This is like A plus B equals I get to flick you in the eyeball. Arcane Bombardment is in that, like, it's in that reach spot. Even the first turn you do this, you free cast one thing. The next turn you do this, you free cast two things. It's probably not till 3 turns past Arcane Bombardment resolving that this really starts to, like, pull people's eyeballs out of their head. And at that point, you're playing with your food. Oh, each turn. Okay, yes. So you could theoretically hold up an instant for everyone's turn and play it that way. I think that is Magical Christmas Land, and so I'm not going to consider that. I'll say maybe you get two triggers a turn cycle. But we have 15 instants in the deck, and so I am not going to believe any of you on the premise of I play Arcane Bombardment and also have mana and cards to cast an instant on every opponent's turn. Like, at that point, put anything you want in the deck because this person is Yugi and they're just cheating. On that note, I think... So, Augury goes out. Do not run as foretold. Bombardment goes out. Grape Shot, I think, should go to maybe. This could be a... like a backup if we're getting a storm turn but we don't have creatures out. As the deck is right now, you have basically no chance at storming off. I'm going to say Haze of Rage is the same. I like it better than Grape Shot because holy fuck is this going to go off with your otters a lot more easily. So I'm going to say both to maybe. Haze of Rage is going to come back in before Grape Shot comes back in. Mizzix is one of your greed out options that I am more inclined to keep because in every world we either want you to have at least one good instant or sorcery, or if you do count to 8, like that is 8 mana, I have any creatures, you die. This is your Craterhoof Behemoth. This is your Craterhoof Behemoth. Raw Crackling Wit. This is token generation. I mean, you definitely need token generation. You definitely need card draw. I would cut this. I think this is another. I think this is another like. Boy howdy, is it fun! Every Is It player ever wants to be able to resolve Thousand Year Storm, but I do think that it's just gonna take too long to get to and start cheating with. Very similar to Bombardment, where there is a deck that wants to do it. It's not this prowess deck. Like by the time you are potentially resolving things that are copying off of Thousand Year Storm, motherfuckers got to be dead already. They got to be dead already, and you would rather just overload Mizzix's Mastery to kill the remaining people. Yeah, I put in things that sounded neat, not thinking of how I would resolve them. Hey, Taint. You got to keep that spirit. Okay? Don't let me dull your sparkle. I'm just letting you know you're a hopeless dreamer, Taint. And I am going to squeeze your balls a little bit about it. But we're going to end up with a very cute otter deck that can do most of the things you wanted, maybe just not all of the things you wanted. So, Thousand Year Storm out, Grapeshot Haze out, Bombardment out, Augury out, Delayed Blast Fireball out. Twinning Staff out. I think the plotting is good on this. Plotting is like the greediest thing that I think is a good thing to hold up mana for. Emeritus is good. I really do not believe in Scroll Rack. I really don't believe in it because this deck does not care a lot about manipulating the top. It cares a lot more about just getting more cards through. Octavia is fucking hilarious. And then Artist Talent did feel really good. I think Artist Talent can carry this deck a really long way. Get rid of this motherfucker right now. I realize it's one free cast spell. I do not think we're not gonna leave anything in this deck at 4 CMC or less other than Jeska's Will. Basically, the only thing you could target with Daring Wave Rider that would be worthwhile is going to be Jeska's Will, and everything else is going to feel like a waste of time. And this is yet another, like, we are laying waste. Okay, in this home renovation, we are tearing out everything in the 4th story and above in this skyscraper. So we're going to get rid of Wave Rider as well. Oh, this is so cool and so bad. Kill the otters, chat. They're bad. I'm so sorry. Spellbreaker, I'm reporting you for a hate crime. I'm going to tell Raul you said that. This is, again, because we're getting rid of your expensive stuff. Like, hey, you surge to victory and get rid of Aminadu's Augury? Holy shit, bro. We're going to Disneyland. In every other case, you are exiling a 1 or 2 mana spell, and it's basically just half a prowess trigger. So I would get rid of Surge as well. Harnesser of Storms I'm down with. Portent of Calamity, you got to get the fuck up out of here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, this is a goddamn Atraxa deck. This is like, you need more battles, you need more planeswalkers, you need more artifacts, you need more enchantments. Like, when you rip off a Portent of Calamity, the most likely outcome is you hit creature, instant, and sorcery, and nothing the fuck else. And then Jessica's Will, because it's Jessica's Will. Is It Locket's crazy, bro. Is It Locket is crazy. I do think you want Is It Signet for at least one more piece of ramp that is going to give you one more piece of ramp that's going to give you a prowess trigger. Let's look at artifacts. What's next? Keystone? I mean, the thing is, we do like mana rocks because mana rocks are going to be prowess triggers for you that help the next turn be good. Ooh. Descended. Oh, I don't know if we're... I think this is a maybe. I think if we get the draw and discard up enough, you can trigger Brass's Tunnel Grinder really, really well. Oh yeah, Burgi would be... I mean, Burgi's the, like, this goes into every Storm deck, and so if you don't want to add this for the sake of being a Manic Pixie Dream Otter, I totally get it. Burgi would be strong, because Burgi's always strong. Chromatics? Okay, so... Listen. We're smoking a little bit of crack here. I know these cards are not good. However, these cards are 1 mana to trigger prowess, and they let you draw a card. Alright, it's 1 mana to trigger prowess and draw a card. Felwar Stone is also playable here, yeah. And above all else, the prowess decks just want to keep the chains moving. They just need to, like, we're gonna go to... Let's go to Is It Prowess, and let's look at all your new instants and sorceries. You want Snap, for sure. Untap 2 lands is great. Kill a token, as if you would use this for anything else. Kill a token. Expedite. Hey, look at that. It says draw a card. Other good things. Yes, Troper, you are correct. This is another, like, once we get your card draw into a good spot, this is going to be really good for giving you permanent board presence. Other things that are going to be good and are the sort of auto includes for Is It run my own pockets is Frantic Search. And then someone suggested Rewind and Unwind. I think Rewind's okay. I don't... This would be a meta call. This would be a meta call for your table. Also would be a meta call. This is like how often, because for prowess we want to be doing all this shit on our turn. We really want to be doing this shit on our turn for prowess, unless you're trying to, like, combat trick block with prowess. And if you are, put the pipe down, buddy. Mighty Rouge, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 6 months in a row, my guy. Welcome back to the dog home. But I do like profs. Yeah, Rewind, Unwind is only if people are casting big spells against you on your turn. And if they are doing that, then Rewind, Unwind, good. You definitely want Snap. You definitely want Expedite. Mercury079, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to Doghouse, my friend. I do think you want Is It Charm. You're most likely casting it in the draw 2, discard 2. Big Red Kaiju, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Shore Up is a people are targeting my commander type thing. It is a trauma response, but it is a useful trauma response. You definitely want Thrill. Hey, listen. 0 synergy. This is very funny. 0 synergy, but very funny. Big Red Kaiju, thank you for the Twitch follow, my friend. Welcome to the doghouse. And Rilds, thank you for the Twitch sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. Saffron, I made an Otter Prowess deck. Execution's different. Oh, no. I love doing similar decks in 1 month because it gives me a little bit of like history, and I can give better suggestions. Team Your Battle Rage could be good for you. It does not say draw a card, so I'm not totally sold on it. He does not have Gitaxian Probe. That one, Alexios, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Ooh, I think Great Train Heist could go crazy for you as well. I realize we're giving you more ad suggestions than we've given you cuts, so you're not going to add all of these, but you do want Leap would be good. But you want at least a few of these things that is just like, do literally whatever as long as it lets me draw a card. Because as long as it lets me draw a card, that means we're going to keep Prowess going. I know these people have big score. I don't know if they have Unexpected Windfall. Yeah, they have big score. Unexpected Windfall could also be good. And then honestly, Gitaxian Probe also very strong. And then the last thing, so the last card, and this one you must add. Okay, this one you're going to have to add because we need to keep... We've done a lot of work to get your mana curve lower and make sure that your prowess triggers are going off and make sure that everything you draw is going to be a live card in your hand and is not going to be a dead card. So with all that in mind, the key piece that is going to make sure your deck stays responsible, playable, and effective is Dance with Calamity, the greatest Magic the Gathering card ever printed. I put this in every deck that has red, and I will put this in every one of your decks that have red. It is 8 mana. I understand that may give you some trepidation. It's going to be alright. It lets you play blackjack with your deck, but you're counted to 13 and not 21. So you exile from the top. You can stop whenever you want, or you can keep going until you hit 13 like a warrior. And whenever you stop, if you choose to stop, you get to cast all of them without paying the mana cost. If you go over 13, you break, you bust, and you don't get to do it. But for a prowess deck that has the correct curve, this is another Craterhoof for you. Because if you get like 5 spells off the top that let you all draw cards, that's Craterhoof. That's just Craterhoof right there. And the other thing that's going to happen is, even though you are relatively low on lands, with all of these things that just say draw a card, draw 2, discard 2, we're going to smooth that out by letting you draw more of your deck to help you hit your land drops rather than trying to force you to include more lands. I think they would count for 1. How does Phyrexian mana count CMC? 1 mana. Rilds, it does not. No. So Dance with Calamity is counting the mana value, and so it's not what you pay, it's what the card says. Oh, I'd see you already had Is It Charm in here. So I would try all of those changes. I do not think Stormkiln Artist is in here. Stormkiln would be another, like, just very classically good thing that goes into a lot of prowess decks. And then I'm not going to make you cut Alania because she's dope as hell. Yeah, this case is also really good. So I would take that whole pile of shit I told you to cut and shit to put in, and I would try to find space for case among them. Because reduction's great, card draw is great. Actually, honestly, you may not need... Like, Bergie's better than this because we're going to get screwed on pips before we get screwed on colorless mana. The card draw is going to be really, really good, though. So it would be... Like, this would in no way be bad. John the Dom, I unfortunately do not do birthday roasts just because there are too many birthday-specific requests, but who have you been waiting for? Because they might have been who I already chose. Yeah. So you have a lot of good angles to go with this Tauntzilla, and I think you have a very cute start. That is going to be the end of Tauntsilla's deck. We're going to move on to the Mighty Roosh's scary Thraxamundar deck. Now this is... Hold on. Clean cuts for the editors. Clean cuts for the editors, everyone. Oh, God, I fucking hate... I love Grixis, and I hate Admiral Brass Unsinkable because she was played against me before I played her against anybody. An allegedly high-powered Thraxamundar deck named Thrax attacks and blows out your backs and then goes to Stake Shack. Control the early game with Sacrifice. Slam card advantage engines. Rhystic Study. This is my this is my Thraxamundar Sacrifice deck. Turn 1, Island Mana Crypt Rhystic Study. Pass. Oh yeah, where is Taintzilla's deck on the chart? I think right now this is Minecraft creative mode. Tauntzilla themselves admitted to us that it was built off of things that were going to be really neat to resolve rather than things that were like a responsible mana curve. All right, $5,000. So, I mean, this is like Thraxamundar wishes so badly to be a CEDH commander, and he is just not. Grixis colonialization. Yeah, 36. Your commander is so expensive that you do probably need a fair number of lands. I assume all of these cost $1 million. Thrax attacks. Whatever a permanent an opponent controls. Oh, so steal it unless they pay 3 life. Is Thrax an assassin? Oh my god, that's funny. Lose the game. And then Roaming Throne to double the sacrifice triggers. Gotcha, gotcha. Thrax comes back. Why is... Bro, why do we have this? Vat of Rebirth. So we're doing... Oh, so just literally anything to stop him from going back to the command zone? Is that what I'm seeing right now? Yeah, literally anything to make me not play more than 7 lands at any time. Thrax evades fucking Dockside. Thrax fights back. I love these tags. Thrax gets stacks. Consecrated Sphinx, Dark Confidant. Mystic fucking Remora. This is a lot of forced sacrifice, which does make a ton of sense. And that's the end of the deck. So what I'm seeing here is you just fucking trolling and then putting in a bunch of staples to hold it together like fucking Flex Seal. Like, we have the world's most irresponsibly constructed boat, and we have 3 rolls of Flex Seal, and that's how we're gonna hold this boat together. Jomi Bug, getting a deck roasted is a Patreon redeem, but it is full for this month. So there's things... I get the scam. So I'm imagining your playgroup really does not want to let you keep Thraxamundar. This section makes very, very little... Oh, I guess... No. This makes sense because we have all these sacrifice creatures we want to recur. Elixir of Immortality is just throwing me so hard. So the things that are throwing me, Elixir is throwing me. We're talking about an optimized pod. And you're spending 9 mana on bad Turgid. We're spending 9 mana on Turgid, but terrible. Oh, there's a primer. Oh, Prince of Thralls is my 1 pet card as a cheat. In that case, they should just be in there as good old buddy old pals. Because I think you have so much sacrifice that it begets putting Turgid in no matter what. Whatever the commander is and whatever this pet card is, if the basis of your deck... Well, not the basis, but... If 12 of your cards are, I'm going to make you sacrifice a creature, at that point, Turgid gotta go in. Yeah, and then the... Do we have... I also don't believe in Erebos. Planewalker18, thank you for the $5 super chat. Love your vids. You inspired me to build Kobold Proletariat. I'm playing it tonight. Well, good luck, my friend. I will not tolerate the slander to Elixir. Listen, go lose to another mill deck about it. Go lose to another mill deck about it, my friend. Cyborg, if you didn't get an email, then you're in. So I would get rid of Erebos. I think the... I think you would like Turgid more than you would like Mari. I understand that you're hoping to use Mari as a card draw engine, but if the choice is exile it with a hit counter or just take it, particularly in a high power play group, I think you would have a better time with Turgid over Mari. Grim Haruspex is alright. Necropotence is just... My thing about Necropotence is that it's typically done as a method for combo decks to get all the shit they need to win. And for you, it's literally just like, I'm gonna draw. I don't have good draw engines. Help me, help me, help me. Would this be any better for you? No, that would not be better for you, for sure. And the thing is, like, that doesn't even make it cuttable because you do need card draw. You do certainly need card draw. Naiba Boost N41 Babuska, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. It's just so funny to me in a $5,000 deck. We're still like, yeah, Knight's Whisper. Yeah. I think Knight's Whisper could be cut for Frantic Search, since you do have a number of recursion spells. Like, I think this really is, you have a couple card draw spells that are much, much better than the others. Once we get to Mystic Remora or Consecrated Sphinx or one of our wheels or Rhystic Study, everything is totally fine at that point. Swap out Dark Confidant with a Keen Duelist. No, why would we let other people draw cards? Why would we let the other people draw? Why would we, what? Peer into the Abyss. I also, if it's in a high power play group, the reason I don't believe in Peer into the Abyss is because a Thraxamundar game plan that is winning via Thraxamundar, which is currently what is happening. If this deck beats you, it is beating you because Thraxamundar kicked you in the ribcage so hard that you exploded. And if that is the game plan, picking up half your deck does not allow you to win that turn or even the turn after. Peer is a kill spell with a life loss doubler. Yes, Crimson Fucker, we could abandon everything the deck wants to do and put in an A plus B equals kill somebody combo. But I believe in you. And I believe that you know why we're not going to fucking do that. This deck really wants draw a few cards at a time. Extra combats could be really, really good for you. He has haste, which is decent. JoemyBug125, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. If it is with a very specific playgroup, do you win any games? And if you win any games, typically how do you get there? I'm just gonna pretend that this is a mana fixed land. So we have Rhystic. I mean, so we just turn 3 Rhystic Study. Say we draw 1 card per everyone's turn. The thing is, Tim, I don't know if we can commit enough to, like, there's 2 directions we can go. We can either go stacks, or we can go, I'm going to try to make Thraxamundar go as hard as possible. And right now, this looks like I'm going to make Thraxamundar go as hard as possible, because even though we have all these 12 things to trigger, to, like, board control and ostensibly trigger Thraxamundar, these are not very compelling control pieces unless your table is only playing with creatures, which at a high-powered table, that's really, really unlikely. So at present moment, we have 3 zombies in the deck, so we're not doing zombie shit. So it's really a question of, so Roosh, do we want to stay true to Thraxamundar, or do we want to stay true to hating? Based on the fact that you have a pet card we don't want to cut, I'm imagining you want to stay true to Thraxamundar. We are not putting in another thing that costs 7 mana to not win us the game. We are not doing it, Mayos. We can't afford it. We do not have the bones for that. Yeah, so if we're staying true to Thrax, then we don't want to do Narset, because we really do not have the fucking space to spend on things that don't help us get Thrax out and kill people with Thrax. I think this is this should be like a very compelling card for you. Giving Thraxamundar double strike and trample would be aces in terms of making sure that people caught hammers into their face as quickly as possible. Especially if you're trying to win with commander damage, this is like a couple sack triggers shy of being an insta-kill. Jomi Bug, the roast to your Patreon. So the roasts are once a month, but we've capped it at 48, and then so it's already fully booked up. It's basically you have to wait until someone else drops at this point. Does he have the Liliana Planeswalker, the one that sacks on -2? We could. I also... This is top right. Oh. Yeah, this one would be hot. Yeah. This Liliana would be pretty good for you. She came down too late, didn't get value. Interesting. So... Okay, so that tells me a little bit more about your play group. If all of your opponents sacrificing 2 creatures doesn't get you value, what are the situations you are ending up in? Because the thing I'm thinking of is if Liliana can't get value, then I no longer have faith in basically any of these motherfuckers. Like if Liliana can't get you anything worthwhile, that's some tough shit. They're facing all Selesnya go wide. Ross Daigle, thank you for the $5 super chat, my friend. I'm late to the game, but I need to get in on this Patreon stuff to have you roast my $8,000 meme deck. I think we have seen one similar to that. All right, so what are we working with in this hand? Like, I'm trying to think of what is this deck able to get done. We're going to Signet. Well, now we have Remora. So I think we would Remora, Gravelighter. Just keep him down. Keep him down. And then hell, like we'd do this, and then we would rather get Consecrated Sphinx out. So we got Consecrated Sphinx out. This doesn't untap. We'll say we drew 2 for Mystic Remora and then let it die. Oh, and we would have drawn like 1,000,000 for Consecrated Sphinx, actually. I guess Dark Confidant, and then Demon's Disciple, and then we draw... Oof. God, is it hard to make Thraxamundar fucking do anything. I think honestly, I think the thing that this deck is missing the most is tutors. And we're already living in the world where tutors are acceptable because I'm staring at Grave Pact, Wheel of Fortune, Necropotence, Rhystic Study, Remora, Consecrated Sphinx, Bob the Dickhead deck square in the fucking eyeballs. And the main problem here that I don't think we can get around with any degree of buffoonery or persnicketyness is that Thraxamundar is bad. Having to pay 7 mana for a thing that does 6 damage is bad. The green players, they're laughing at you. Even the mono red players are laughing at you. And the playtest that we've done, the deck keeps getting drawn in the wrong order because a lot of, like, all of these sack effects, I do not think they do that much to control the table. Or at least not to the point of like a board wipe would just be better. And I can see what you're talking about in terms of, oh, we're going to recur them, and then by recurring them we're going to make Thrax big enough that he's going to swing for lethal. But it's so particular, it is so particular to make it happen that I think you would do better dropping a number of them, or even dropping 1 or 2 of these worse mana rocks in order to get all the typical like black and red tutors in here so that you could find card draw engines to get to these land drops, mana rocks. Because there's just so many times where it's like we had Consecrated Sphinx. We had Consecrated Sphinx out, drew 8 cards, and the best thing we could do is just play Vona's Hunger. So I would slam these tutors in, and I would probably replace 2 of these each player sacrifices a creature cards. The one-sided ones are better. But yeah, goddamn. And then I would look for any card that says double strike is like 5 times, it's as valuable as 6 recursion loops. I understand that they're counters, and so you very much want to keep them because they're more permanent. Nothing is as valuable as getting a motherfucker dead. So that's like Assault Strobe. Notably not as good as Temur Battle Rage, because Temur Battle Rage will give unblockable as well. This is too expensive. You could even take Critical Hit. Embercleave is possible, but very greedy. I think Fire Shrieker also takes too long. And we really don't have a lot of room for ads, but I would consider trading out maybe Lizard Blades, because that's lower down. I would consider trading out more of these individual sack cards for Double Strike, because you need so many recursion loops to match the power of Thraxamundar hitting you with the left-right goodnight instead of just one swing. And especially if your table is ever aggressive about removing Thraxamundar, you're going to have a much better time getting people dead with Thraxamundar by having him go to sleep. Go to sleep. And then seems like this is a Voltron commander that's missing the legs and an arm. He is, because one leg is just $8 million of mana production. We have $8 million of mana production. We have a little bit of interaction, and then we have a lot of bad interaction that is Thraxamundar based. Isn't Roaming Throne dead? I think Roaming Throne's greedy. I think Roaming Throne is certainly cuttable, because best case scenario, you name zombie and you trigger Thraxamundar twice, which isn't a bad interaction. And that's why I've not been too critical of it, because this at least is going to make your commander do the thing more when he comes down. Would Myriad be good? I do not think is questionable. It wouldn't get his attack trigger twice. You would get counters from sacrificing. Oh wait, no, you don't. I don't know if you sacrifice them. I do not know if the state-based death of. Oh, you do. So you would get two extra Thraxes and sack them, and then put 2 counters on your Thraxamundar. But I think it's going to be, it does not help a single other thing. Oh no, you could put it on. Yes, it does. Honestly, try out. Yeah, Legend Rule Cube. Honestly, try out Blade of Selves. Because you stick that on a Fleshbag Marauder, but it's really a question of, are you going to be able to get one of these to field and not have to immediately sacrifice them? Everyone, it's a Legend Rule triggers death, but not sacrifice triggers. Yeah, then I don't know that I would do it. But we are going to move on from here. The general theme, I would say, is like every person who played Grixis because they got beat up by a green player once, you have put too much effort into copying the green player +1/+1 counter synergy, and you need to lean more into, I'm going to come out of nowhere and shank you, because that is what Grixis does really well. Cube, I don't think this is look at my shiny stuff. I think this is look at my pet deck that I had to subject to like Phyrexian compilation to keep up with all of my friends who were playing better decks. Like I can see, like in Ramses and Prince of Thralls, and then, you know, and all the things going on in this deck that don't cost $3 million, I can see the love for dope-ass assassin guy with a sword. And then half of the deck came in as cybernetic upgrades to keep up with the decks that were much stronger. All right, Kiva. You keep saying spectacular showdown. Let's get spectacular. Yeah, spectacular would also be a good version of these effects. But yeah, you got to get, like, you're gathering ki. You have Thraxamundar gathering his ki for a big Kamehameha. you gotta sack tap. You just gotta, what's up, bitch? That's what you need to be doing. You need to be walking up all friendly like. You need to be faking glove touches. You need to be whispering to the other competitors the names of their sister that they didn't know existed and thought nobody else knew about either. You got to be going for shock value, and you got to hit hard, hit fast, and most importantly, twice as hard as expected. We're going to move on to Zresriel's deck, which is silly and spooky. The deck in one word is Salty Earth. If you got rid of the 3 words in Salty Earth. Turn check. Have you ever felt like your Commander games take too long? I am here to be the clock. And yes, the hands on that clock are cocks. It's the final countdown. I hope to God that you have a boombox you play the final countdown off of. Yeah, Lone Wolf, the deck reviews are a Patreon review. Also, for everybody on YouTube, we are live on Twitch as well, and it does help me more if you watch on Twitch. But no big deal if you don't want to switch over. Oh, theme on the chart for Roosh. We're living in different worlds if we have Rhystic Study or don't have Rhystic Study. Horizon Beyond, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Leo, thank you as well. And Q, thank you as well. Josh Green, no worries, my friend. I appreciate you taking the time to watch me wherever it's from. You're all good, Crimson. Q, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. Starting off, I'm a huge fan of this. Too many decks just want to sit in a corner for hours and hours and then finish it with a big flashy game of my army men touch your army men. So I will always respect a motherfucker who is here to play the final bell. The clock chimes 12 and we all fucking go home. Editor's transition? I'm pretty sure. I mean, we did, though. We're going to move on a bit. HProv, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. Europe, one of Sweden's finest cultural exports. Okay, so if a red source you control would deal less than O'Hare Ashnel's power, it deals Ashnel's power instead, and he becomes a land when he dies. Jane, the Destroyer of Boy and winning 081, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. There's 2 directions this deck can go. Either we're going to go, I'm going to cast as many 1 damage spells as possible, or who gave O'Hare Ashnel Trenbolone. Only 2 places it goes. 0 instants. 27 enchantments. Huh? Alright, so we have Burgi to make mana. Card selection. Yeah, this is all in the card selection joint. So we could be casting Burgi for the back half like Mad Men. Yeah, every Chandra makes sense here. There's no... Dragon Man. Oh, okay. It's for the fire breathing. But because it was in card draw, I was like, how bad is our life that we are using Dragon Mantle to get 1 card? But it is for the pay red, make Ashnel bigger so that Ashnel's trigger hits harder. Then we have Fires of Mount Doom. Ooh, this. I will say this seems a bit too rich for mono red decks. Mono red does not do a good job at making mana. What mono red does a really good job at is check kiting. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's the chase money glitch where you write yourself a check the same day you open an account and you cash it for like 30 grand and then disappear into the night. That's what mono red does. They do temporary mana really, really well. And so even though this is both really good ping and really good card advantage, I worry that 3 is going to be more expensive. Look at Salt the Earth before anything else. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck lands. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck creatures. Okay. Okay. I think you went a little deep. I think you're digging a little... Check kiting is check fraud. What are we... Hey, Cyber. Can we be so for real right now? Can we be so... It's not check kiting, it's check fraud. I'm just being specific. Why are we taking issue with precision all of a sudden? Check kiting is just the, like... Yeah, check kiting is the specific thing under the umbrella of check fraud. You're good. I understand that if you have... Oh, you're a tax account. Oh, so you've probably had to interact with people who are like, it's not check fraud, it's check kiting. It's therefore fine. Yeah, the whole thing is wildly illegal. Okay. Okay. This is the best pinger deck I have ever seen. You did! So many cards that say if you do anything, I'm going to spit on you, and then if you don't do anything, I'm going to spit on you. Beautiful, beautiful. Why is this? Oh, it's not released yet. Beautiful. Red Sheoldred. I mean, this is great. Everyone who plays Magic the Gathering has been a very, very bad boy or a very, very bad girl or a very, very bad creature, and we all deserve to be punished for it. And I think you have covered almost all the bases. The only things we haven't covered is like Planeswalker, but holy shit. The only things I would question are I doubt Dwarven Shrine is going off very much, if ever. And I doubt there's one more that I was like, that I was just questioning that it was ever happening. I think Immolation Shaman's a meta call. Immolation Shaman is a meta call. If your table is triggering or activating a lot of abilities, sure, I believe you. If you say it, I believe you. But I do think that Dwarven Shrine we could replace for just some more draw. Price of Progress. No, we don't want Price of Progress because we want things that hit for 1 repeatedly. Like, Price of Progress is almost 100% going to hit for more than 4 to begin with, which means it is on theme. It is on the theme of fuck you, I hate you, but it is not on the theme of pinging down. Okay, we're not in the suggestion section yet, so we're just going to say I think Dwarven Shrine could be gotten rid of. In the card draw section, Faithless Looting good. I still especially question Fires of Mount Doom with the lack of mana production that we have. Hazaret's, yeah, that makes it. I think we can find something better, but I'm not confident what that better thing is. It may. Oh, wait, no, we're not making it better yet. Non-creature spells have Convoke. You can discard to exile. Sure. Yeah, you are running out of cards for sure. Okay, you fucking jokester. All right. You couldn't stop gambling for one moment, huh? You put a clock in the casino is what this deck is. It is a clock in the goddamn casino. So it's just exiling. Yeah, Wasteland good. Blister Spit makes sense. Fiery Confluence also makes sense. Spear Spewer. Yeah, fuck it. Kill me too. I mean, Thermo is... I guess it's once a turn. I would... but we have so many once a turn deal one. Okay, Throne of Eldraine, Spiteful Banditry. And then is this all our... This is our, like, mana production situation. I like Descent into Avernus. Mana Flare. Oh, Neheb the Eternal is probably fucking crazy in this thing. The wall stands tall but not very wide. So these are our bodies. And then we have 4 things that are gonna make O'Hare Ashnell better. And then we have 2 pieces of protection. So let's see. Immediately I'm hating on Dwarven Shrine. Instantly I'm hating on this card because we're gonna play it, and I just don't believe that anybody is sharing enough cards between their decks that they're going to that it's gonna mean anything. Then we Mana Barbs. Does Shrine do anything? So Dwarven Shrine is whenever somebody casts a spell, they take X damage, where X is twice the number of cards in all graveyards with the same name as that spell. So it could theoretically do something that in a situation where I cast Opt and someone else cast Opt 5 minutes ago, then I would take 2, which would become 4. But it is such a narrow situation for people to not only be sharing spells, but to have one in the graveyard already when someone else does something to then take 4 one time. And there are just some, like, clearly better... Like, you could take Harsh Mentor... Oh yeah, maybe there's a rat player. Maybe there's oh, is Restro, what did you think it said? It's illiteracy has struck again. Because Dwarven Shrine, yeah, would be a very good move against Slime Against Humanity decks and Relentless Rat decks. And then if you're not running one of those decks or like Shadowborn Apostles, it just really does a whole lot of nothing. But we have word from the creator that they are a commander player and they cannot read. Oh, the same name clause. I'm sorry. You thought this said whenever a player casts a spell, deal X damage to that player, where X is twice the number of cards in all graveyards? Cyber Draco, please, God, put the crack pipe down. It works with O'Hare Ashenil. Hey, I built this while sick. I know. Looking at this, hey, you built this while sick? I think you're still sick, my guy. I do love the energy. But I do think Cut Dwarven Shrine. Pyrohemia is probably worth. Oh, okay. So Cyberdrick was raising the point of, do things that deal 0 change to 4? You're probably a lot of fun at D&D, aren't you? Okay, so if you get a trigger for 0, you would not deal less non-combat damage because you're dealing no non-combat damage. But Cyber Drakel, I wish you luck convincing your DM to let you do the Peasant Railgun. So no, we're back to Dwarven Shrine not working. And I mean, we already have Spell Shock, so this would really just be another version of Spell Shock. I think we could, instead of Dwarven Shrine, you could really just take any other card draw spell. We don't want Urabrask because we're not going to be casting a lot of instants and sorceries. Let's look at Artist Talent. I think you would like Artist's Talent in this deck, and you would just never level it up. Maybe you would level it up to level 2, but we do not care about the level 3. We are playing this just for the level 1 of Search Around. They have War's Toll already. And then someone else raised a good point that Iron Maiden, funny card, not modified by O'Hare Ashenil because it is not a red source. And so you may consider, you could keep this one just for vibes. People do deserve, we have too many cards in our hands, we do deserve a mousetrap to close on them. But this doesn't turn into 4. It's still a clock though. That guy 23, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse, my friend. And Master of Dreams 997, thank you as well. Welcome to the Doghouse, my new friends. So we're gonna get Spewer down. Then we have Cemetery Gatekeeper. Then we have a Mountain, and now we are almost stuck. But we're going to play a lot of shit, and then turn 5, we're going to get O'Hare down, and we have a lot of stuff to turn the clock on. Enriched Uranium, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the Doghouse. A Repercussion could be fun. I think you might like this. I think this is very much a good clock. Might work against you, but probably not, because you're never going to have any fucking blockers in the first place. You're just going to take it. Like soldiers do. I spelled that mad wrong. I'm not dealing damage to creatures as much, though. No, but your opponents might. And Repercussion doesn't care if you do it. And we're really in the stage where we are trying to think of replacements for cards that fully do nothing. And so I think versus Dwarven Shrine, we can be confident that this will do slightly more than Dwarven Shrine was doing. If you want to be responsible, then it is just put in Thrill of Possibility, put in Unexpected Windfall, put in anything that will let you draw some cards. But if you still want funny cards, then I would do Repercussion. Zosu. Oh, Zosu is in here. And I would also cut Fires of Mount Doom. I don't think you're going to have the mana to play into this, to pay into this at a reasonable rate to begin with. Like, I think the... Draw card, commander red, search with these options. We're not going to have a lot of good options. You could take Arch just to have something that draws you cards. I would highly suggest putting Artist Talent in. You could truly ball out with this. I don't know how highly I would recommend it, but you could ball out hard with Avaricious Dragon. Bonder's Enclave would be also playable card draw because it would work with your commander. Book of Wrath is crazy. Omega8520, thank you for the Prime sub for 2 months in a row, my friend. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Welcome back to the dog home. And then War Room as well, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's fucking... What am I doing? Impulse Draw, bro. You could also do Ren's Resolve. Yeah, there's a ton of things that do exile the top two. Ross Daigle, thank you for the $5 super chat on YouTube, my friend. What about Bone Hard Dracosaur? Card advantage on a body. Yeah, Bone Horde. This is a good boy. He is unrelated from what the deck is doing, and so I would understand if you didn't want to play him. But he is useful. I think Light Up the Stage is a little more up the alley of the deck because you are probably going to get the spectacle cost since the deck is based around making my opponents lose life all the fucking time. Also, Kaiser the Whale God, thank you for the Twitch follow, as well as Rage-Inducing and Enriched Uranium. Thank you very much. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Kiva Delix has a list for us. Oh, Light Up the Stage is in it. Then I would take out Dwarven Shrine. I would consider dropping Iron Maiden only because it will not trigger O'Hara Astronil, and I would think about dumping in either card draw or impulse draw or just anything to help keep smoothing your curve out, because the biggest weakness is a lot of these cards don't help you defend yourself, and they really do not do too much until Astronil is down. We do have Descent into Avernus. We do have Mana Barbs. Like 90% of the suggestions are in the list already, because even though Zresriel was sick when they made it, they were sick with hatred. What's up, Night Ranger? Thank you for coming by the stream. But I like this. This is like, I think a copy of this deck should be printed out and sent to every LGS and put in a little break glass in case of 4-hour commander game. And the LGS owner should be legally obligated to bust the glass open, sit down as a 5th player, and just bring the goddamn thing to a close. So I like where you're at. I mean, you're on the lower end of lands, but your curve is not... Your curve's very low. Fairy Dragon, I thought about doing the down with the sickness joke, but I did not trust the delivery. So we are going to move to the back half of today's roast, which is Cuba Drakel, Jarther, and Kiva Delix. They have all requested characters for their roasts. Before I do that, though, we're gonna place Zrestriel's deck onto the personality matrix. This is a national treasure. I don't think in good conscience I could classify this as anything but a national treasure after I said we should print out a copy and distribute them to LGSs. So for the character roasts, I was letting people request any of the characters I do in my skits, and so the back half of this roasting session is roasting as Kevin, who designed many of the Magic cards you know and love, including Nadu. And the vibe of Kevin, the words I wrote, is I wrote what each character was going to be focusing on when they reviewed your deck, and Kevin focuses on doing crack. Now, I'm not going to, you shouldn't do crack, everyone. I'm going to say that straight out. And I thought about a number of bits I could do to pretend like I was doing it to get into character, but I think that would get me banned from Twitch. So I'm not going to glorify doing crack, and I am instead going to get into character by having the realest booger sugar, Oreo flavored Coke Zero. Once again, you are not my father and I can't stop you. No, a guy in orange, I can't stop you, but due to Twitch's terms and conditions, I legally cannot support you in doing it. So we're going to slam a little bit of this. Bread Theory, I think I told you already. It's Oreo flavored. It's Oreo flavored Coke Zero, Brett. What up with it, though? Cube, you did pick Kevin. If you want no character, you want a different character, let me know now or forever hold your peace. But on the roasting form, you are locked in for Kevin. Fun fact, Mauled has receipts. Yeah, I got a Google sheet with your name literally on it. Okay. Okay, Cube, what'd you make for us today? You made a spooky deck. This deck is just me sacking cards. I'm going to sit here pondering my cult members to pick which one needs to die first. The demons must rise. This is, honestly, this is perfect. Everybody needs to start a cult. I had one back in 98. It was a fucking good time. Let me tell you what, if you have not tried having a cult yet, you need to have a cult. Like, look at this guy. Fanatic of Alklazats, sauceless is what I fucking see. But when you have a cult, everybody wants to be with you. You know what a cult gives you? A cult gives you free aura. So what is his aura? He flies. Got Levitate by Dua Lipa playing at all times. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, good. Fuck people's permanent. Oh, you my guy, cults are about taking money from other people, not giving up. Okay, I'm gonna have faith in you. I'm gonna have faith in you. You gain 2 life. Okay. This is the first time this ability is resolved. This is the second time each opponent loses 2 life. Okay. Okay. This is the third time. Make a demon. 3 sacrifices and you get a demon. Okay, so you on some Beetlejuice shit. I'm with that. I am with that. I am very much with that. All right. Access denied. Leave my pyramid. Annihilating glare, blood money. Yeah. We want to be sacrificing. We're sacrificing everything. Are we sacrificing everything here? Oh my god, we are. Cube, I like this. You built this what you had on hand? It's my kind of cult. Were you in my cult? We handed these out. Hey, being dead is for losers. That is true. If you're dead, you're not up. And if you're not up, you're not making money. If you're not making money, are you even alive? Blood found. Make a blood token. Is this any permanent's fucked up. I'll tell you what. It's fucked up. Okay, you become the monarch. Get something back to your hand. Very good. Oversold cemetery, back to hand. Sacrifice, get back. Initiation drive. Okay, so we're making tokens, right? Yeah, we're making tokens. And get this, we're gonna fucking kill them. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get the machine. You gotta get the machine going, because we're part of the machine right now, but once you break out, and then you can kill people against the machine, that is how you get Matrix Reloaded, baby. All right. So we have a lot of things to sacrifice. We have more sacrifices. Okay, so these are the recurable stuff. Yeah, this is Terry. These are the Dougs. These are the Dougs, all right? These are the Dougs we're going to kill and bring back. Their names don't matter. Doug 1, Doug 2, Doug 3, Doug 4. I declare a thumb war, baby. All right, servant to the singer. We got a tutor. This is a fair tutor, though. I like this one. We accept donations. Okay, so we're making... Are these just... Okay, these are the sack outlets. 14 is good. I'm a little worried about your numbers, you know? You got to balance the finances in a cult. There's actually a lot more back-end stuff than people are really thinking about. But 14 things that we can sacrifice things with. That's pretty good. The best Liliana, frankly. What we got in here, is this our... Ooh, God, is this our card draw? This is... Death only fuels us. Okay, so here are the death triggers. Get some ramp. Let's play a game. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, they sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If they can't, they discard a card. They lose 2 life. You draw a card. You gain 2 life. You create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, and then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Okay, and then we have Warp Landscape. You are the only person in the world that can justify the worst lands I have ever seen, because you want every land that can be sacrificed. But I tell you what, I like this. I like this. I worry about your numbers, okay? I worry about the great balancing act in this monkey circus that we call life. So we're going to fix you. And the first way we need to fix you is we need to make sure that you always have a thing that you can sack. You have a lot of sack outlets. You have a lot of death triggers. You have basically 0 card draw. And then you have some token generation. And I think since you have access to white, you want to make sure that you are making tokens. I myself, I wouldn't know what that token generation is going to look like because I play good cards. But for you, my friend, we're going to delve into it. The first thing I think you need is a fursona. Number 1, the first thing you need is a fursona. Because Lurrus of the Dream Den is going to give you back your lands. He's going to give you back tiny artifacts. He's going to give you back stuff. Theek raises the good point. It's better to have too many tokens to sacrifice than a bunch of outlets and no fodder. What you have, my friend, you have a lot of downstream effects. You have too many people running the cult with you. You need to have a cult where Vito is the person benefiting from all of this. Okay, the money needs... What? Lands aren't spells, so Lurrus can't bring back lands, but what he can bring back is little tiny shitty rocks. Little tiny shitty rocks like Mishra's Bauble is going to draw you a card. And it's going to let you look at other people's decks so you can laugh at them. And more importantly, you can lie to the table about what they drew. You can say, hey, I just saw Tim draw a fucking Ristic Study. Let's beat his ass. And if they reveal that card, boom, extra information. Is Smothering Tithe in here? No, and it shouldn't be. H-Prob, do not say that shit again in my presence or I will kick you out of the cult. Okay. So we need to keep drawing cards. I think, honestly, this is... So, when we give you cards you need to put in, there's going to be a spectrum of terribleness to goodness, and we need to have a floor. And Chromatic Sphere is your floor. This is a thing you can put in that you can then get rid of to draw a card. If we can recur this, great. If we can't recur this, it is at minimum a trigger. And it is a thing we can put on the board and leave there until we're ready to do these 3 trigger turns, because we do not want to be if you trigger this shit for one time, 2 time, nobody cares. People only care if you were the 3-time back to back cult champion. And to be the back to back cult champion, you need to have shit that you can leave on the board and then go back and crack later. And so Sphere and Star is going to be card draw to fuel your future turns. I still think you could get Luris up in here. And then let's go to Scryfall Advanced and let's fix you even more. Create a creature token. We want white, black. We would love. And we want creature, artifact, enchantment. We want some non-land permanents up in this cult. And we're going to do less than or equal to 2. See if we can get a little bit of a Luris Thubseam coming on. Cyber Draco, I know that you have 6 token creations. In deck only fuels us. The point, my friend. Wait, are any of these double tags? They're not double tagged. I have a little more faith in you. If you're talking about Marionette Apprentice, you are smoking a little bit of crack in my Jamba Juice. I like Lunar Convocation. Lunar Convocation's quite good. What is the mana value of Muster the Departed? It's not terrible. I do think we need more. I do think we need more. That's not true. That's not true. I saw one just the other. Oh, hold on. I have to allow partial matches. Maybe all these are just fucking bad. All these look pretty bad. Shieldmate could do it. Bitter Blossom. Yeah, wait, why the fuck don't we have Bitter Blossom in this deck? Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. We need Bitter Blossom right the fuck now. I honestly do not know if I like. Oh no. Promise of Axos is fine. It's fine. Skrelv's Hive, yeah, that would also be very, very good. Like, because cards like Bitter Blossom and Skrelv's Hives, the worst case scenario is that you kill people with hammers. Right? Who minds killing people with hammers? And also Dreadhorde Invasion, and this also just skips the problem of Breeding Pit Crimson. 2 mana a turn. I don't know if you this hard up for breeding. You're in a. I mean, every cult needs a good breeding pit, but I don't know if your cult is so hard up for this. So let's see what the deck looks like right now. Horrible is honestly what I'm seeing right now. This curve is fucked to hell and back. And then, okay, we can do this. Okay, we're actually so back. We're so back. Okay. Gnome, we make 2 gnome soldiers, right? There we go. And now we're screwed. And now we can play this guy. We're going to greed out for 1 more turn. Then as soon as we slam this asshole down, I would just sack 3 to Viscera Seer, scry 3. We leave that on top every time. Gain 2, lose 2, fart out a demon. And now we Beetlejuicing. And now we are fucking Beetlejuicing. Ophiomancer could also be good. Making a death touching blocker is very very powerful. So I think we need Ophiomancer, and then I think we need more things that let you. We might have enough things that sacrifice for draw actually. Like I think these two are not. Maybe Maw of the Obsidat, but even that, like I don't think you're going wide enough for this to really, really pay off. What you need is you need to hold like 20 cards in your hand at one fucking time. Oh yeah! Bugs Bunny on Tren. Yes. We need this guy. We need this guy immediately, my friend. We need him right fucking now. And I think we want... I think some stuff that... This would also be tremendous for you. This would either let you set up a 3-sack turn, or if you just really, really needed to draw, you could sacrifice just a ton of shit. Oh yeah, I think Lotho would go crazy. Lotho would be very, very good. Like treasure is gonna be huge for you, and then we gotta keep filling the church's coffers. Yeah, Plumb the Forbidden would be hot. I think we have a lot of stuff that is trying to be like they're trying to benefit from all of the cult sacrifice, and the fanatic of Alcazaz is the guy who's benefiting. You can have some of them, but you want to only keep the very best ones. Like I think Gataxia and Infiltrator, best case scenario, this is going to become like a 6/5 with no trample, no haste, no flying, no sauce, and then he's fucking dead. He's dead, man, because they're going to kill him. All right, and you instead Plumb the Forbidden. Get a really big get a Fursona. It'll be fine. I think Feast could work because you could spread it around and you get varied threat. Elas Il Core is okay. Carmen's fine because she flies. Carmen is fine because she flies. We got a March of the Canonized suggestion. I don't know. I don't think we're a very high devotion deck. We're not like no devotion, but I do not think that we are that we're a very high devotion deck. So that's a black land now. How the fuck do I make a treasure token? There. Keep it pushing, keep it pushing, keep it pushing. We got this guy out, and we got nothing else. Skullport, make a treasure. Sack the treasure. Oh no, it's artifact. Oh yeah, artifact. Make the treasure. Draw 2. Yeah, like we're really up on ways to sacrifice. We're not up on things we're willing to sacrifice. We're not up on ways to draw cards. We're not up on ways to make money. And so I would try to get up on, like, you have too many administrative staff members, and so I think the initiation drive should come up a little bit with things like Jackrabbit, Scrub's Hive, Bitter Blossom, just the one that are really going to bring in the numbers. You know, like these are the big social media accounts that are going to convert to the mega church immediately. Troper, of course I fucking know about making money. Do you know how many Nadus sold? Do you want to, let's look really quick. Hold on. $349. You know what I sold at? $87 a bird. I made $87 for a fucking pheasant, bro. You talking to me about making money? You talking to me about making goddamn money? Chris, no, I don't think we need Skull Clamp because it's not sacrificing. We'd just be killing our shit. There you go. Now you're on the personality matrix. I love the theme. I love a good cult. So I love the theme. I think you've stayed on the theme pretty well. I just think that your internal employment metrics are off, and you have too many people dedicated to organizing your money, and you do not have enough people working on commission to get the money in the first place. And that is going to be it for this deck, but thank you for giving it to me. My dear Maul, did you roast the shit out of my very Yarok deck? He was my first commander, and I've just kept fucking around with the deck until I got banned from my playgroup. Gruffalo, while I would be honored, it is a Patreon redeem. It is capped for this month, and if people do not drop by the next month, it will remain capped for the next month after that. So it is something you can hold out hope for, but I cannot promise when there will be space for it. All right, we are going to move on to Jarther's deck. And for Jarther and Kiva, I will give you, we'll say you have 60 seconds now that you've seen what the Kevin roast looks like. If you were like, no, actually, that's not where I want to be, you can let me know, and we will not do yours in character. Otherwise, we're going to move on to Jarther's deck next. I am so in, Kiva. Jarther, start with the mana curve. You got it. He might uncap for $200. The rules. Oh, no, I will not. H-Prov, sorry to ask, why such a strong reaction to my question about smothering Tithe earlier? Oh, I just dunk on staples as much as I can. I typically dunk on things like the Thraxo. If people say specifically this is meant to be very, very high power, and so it's going to have a lot of staples to keep up with everything, then I will quell my hatred. But for the most part, I disdain cards that are just good everywhere. I find the most joy in Commander by finding cards that would typically be bad or at least underwhelming and become very good in the context of your deck's gimmick. And I realize that at many power levels you can have that and have the good staples, but in the broad sense, I take a shot at staples. I take a shot at staples anytime I can. Your Commander reviews are making me think about getting back into Magic, and I haven't bought a new card since Torment. Well, hey, Philo. Hey, I tell you this right now. Your will's going to break, buddy. And I'm going to be here with open arms, ready to make fun of you. All right. We're going back into the Kev tank. Oh, Aries, Soul Ring is the biggest staple that I dunk on. Fuck Soul Ring. All right, with us today is Jarther's deck, Wish Upon a Slime. Guys, I could tell you some stories about slimes and wishes. Right, all right. So the deck has two ways it's going to kill the opponent. Voltron, make the biggest slime possible. I'm thinking we're going to be doing something
against humanity, maybe. The second is make a board state where each spell cast results in multiple copies being cast to overwhelm your opponent with slimes against humanity. If I have seen further, it is because I have stood on my own fucking shoulders. That's all me. Alright, so we've got a Luna Apex of Wishes. 5 mana, which is a lot to just cast slimes against humanity so many fucking times. Okay, when it mutates, exile until you exile a non-land permanent, put that card on the battlefield or into your hand. Got it. So we're trying to gambit this shit away to get slimes against humanity into exile so that we can then cast bigger slimes against humanity. I'm not certain I believe in this, but sure. 35 lands, that's real. Conditional draw 7, unconditional draw 6 for a total of 13. What's the conditional draw? When this, a 1-1 with, alright. We're in goddamn team here, okay? You trying to make a name for yourself out here with a 1-1 that draws cards on combat damage? We can do so much better than this. So this is the crack smoking section. It's not conditional draw 7, it's the crack smoking section, except for Garruk's. Yeah, Parcel Beast is fine. To me, it was fine investigating. Team Mirror Ascendancy is fine. I believe on that. Mutate. Oh, right. Mutate onto Selkie. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I was not smoking enough crack. Super Grub. Never mind. This is the crack smoking section, but now it's parentheses positive. Okay, your unconditional draw is very whatever, but it does exist, and so I'll give you a point for that. Slimes against humanity, 25 more lands. I don't know why we're looking for this many lands. This is not a mana curve. This is a mana erection. This is a mana creation. It's a mana pillar, all right? It's a mana backbreaker, back blowy outer. And so in the context of that, what the fuck is all this ramp for? You got 35 lands. You need card draw, land drops, and a fucking dream. The mana curve is flipping you off. That is a good point. But in the context of the mana curve flipping you off even more, what the hell are we doing with Mana Flare? Why are we letting the other people... There could be another green player in the room with you, and if there is another green player in the room with you, they're going to use it against you. This is the et tu brute of your entire life. Have you ever been betrayed? Did you never have a middle school crush that your best friend also had a crush on in middle school? Because that is what this card is in the fucking deck. What's your dream, brother? Is it to cast 2 slimes against humanity in 1 turn? Because I'll tell you how you achieve that dream. You wait for turn fucking 5 like an adult. All right, we got to be responsible, is what I'm saying. We just have to be responsible. Things I do not mind my commander pulling. Heartbreed of Spring, Innkeeper's Talent, Jindy. Okay, I think we know where you're going on the personality matrix. I think we know where you're going, buddy. Good buddy, old pal. I don't know who hurt you, but I know they did it bad. Maybe you did have that middle school girlfriend after all. Skullspore Nexus. Sure. Things that mutate. Things I want my commander pulling. City on Fire, Fire Emit, so damage triplers and double strikers. Gotcha. Okay. Why are we running so many non-land permanents? This could be like 50 slimes, some land ramp spells, and 1 omniscience. That is my number one question, is in a deck where we have so many things. I mean, we're doing it bad on purpose, and that is the siren call of Commander, is to do things badly on purpose. This seems extra bad. I'm going to say that right now. And also, this is the deck. We spoke about it earlier in the stream. This is the Arcane Bombardment deck. This is the one. And that's why I question the inclusion of a Luna, because I don't think we actually want to be exiling these. I think we will accept exiling these, but we would rather cast them and then much later cast them and then exile them and then cast them again, because we're going to get to count all of them the whole time, because Slimes Against Humanity casts from exile as well as your graveyard. But I get it. But I do think one of the things you want your commander pulling is Arcane Bombardment. And I think the big mana thing here is a trap. I think you are trapping yourself with the dream of potentially casting more than one Slime Against Humanity a turn, and the dream should be a Slime Against Humanity a turn just fucking killing everybody. Same goes for Mana Flare. Same goes for Innkeeper's Talent. I think this is only worth your while when you upgrade it to level 3. I think the first level is dog shit. I think the second level is cat shit in that it smells not as bad but not great. And then level 3, you begin to do some shit. But that is 7 mana, and most importantly, you cannot cheat it out at 7 mana. And so you know who you can? Dad. You can get buff Cubone. That's a steal. This is the Praetor. This is the Praetor that you want. If we're going to be so fucking for real right now, if you want a Praetor that cares about putting counters on things, it is Vorinclex Monstrous Cubone. That is his name. That's what I submitted to production. That is what they printed. And then the CIA intervened to change it to Raider. Something, just play doubling season. That is true. Like, we have a lot of things... that are happening where if you're trying to make the biggest slime possible or the most slimes possible, I cannot for the life of me think of a single, like, it's a staple, and I hate staples, but also this does exactly what you've built the deck to do. We have a lot of things that Thrumming Stone's good. Stormkill Narnis, you need 3 mana, my man. You need 3 mana and hate in your heart, and you don't need Stormkill Narnis. Spellweaver Helix is fucking hilarious. You do not need... You are playing this... Listen, hey, the first thing every crackhead learns is that you got a mug who is in front of you. I get you. Hey, you've put this in. Hey, you've put this in because that -10 is fucking funny, right? You get to -10 and then instant and sorcery have storm, and you get to storm off with these goddamn Slimes Against Humanity. You're never gonna chase that dragon down, brother. You gotta tight. It's tight stabs. It's tight stabs. Grab the wallet. Run. All right, tight stab, grab the wallet, run. This is the goddamn Charlie Kelly vision board, and I love it, and it's never gonna fucking happen for you. This is beautiful. Never replace this. This is also beautiful. Never replace this. Let's see how it plays. 0 fucking lands as expected. We win at this point, right? We just win at this point. We have to. Okay, so here's what I would do. Archmage Emeritus can get fucked. You got to get back to the fundamentals, man. You got to make shit happen. Right now, you have a great vision board for actually after you have done the thing, but you need to do the thing. The playtest looks like a Microsoft Solitaire windscreen. See, and that's the only eventuality you are planning for. What you need to be planning for is the eventuality that somebody looks at you for too long in the eyeballs and you have to get them about it. So a lot of your card draw right now is taking too long to come. It doesn't matter. It does not matter unless you already have enough mana to begin casting slimes against humanity. And as soon as you have enough mana to begin casting slimes against humanity, you don't need any fucking thing else. And so I would think about like Thrill of Possibility, Cathartic Reunion, all of the shit that lets you discard one, draw some more, because you don't care about discarding slimes because it'll still count them as long as you can get to your motherfucking land drops. And like Tamio, no. I'm gonna tell you right now, no. Stormkill Nars, no. Kami of Whispered Hopes, probably. I would say no though. I think you're polluting your supply. You're cutting the good crazy crack of like doubling season, your damage triplers. You're polluting that with little things like make a bunch of mana, and you need 3 mana. You don't even need this fucking commander. You need 3 mana and some goddamn energy about it. And we're going to keep fixing you. We're going to get rid of Innkeeper's Talent because this is just bad Vorinclex in this deck. It's just bad Vorinclex. Maybe you're trying to gaslight people, a very noble pursuit, but you just got to be about your business. And then Heartbeat of Spring and Mana Flare, like you win at 1. Okay, you win at 1. You're the number 1 in my heart and on the fucking board if you just cast a copy of Slimes Against Humanity. The Microsoft Solitaire windscreen. What the fuck? Look at that. Not enough slimes. Game could have been cooked. Could have been turn 6, turn 7, and everybody could have been fucking dead. You know what we have instead? We have giggity goddamn Mana Flare and a goddamn counterspell. We do not need to counter other people's spells because we have no problems to stop. We are the fucking problem. Alright? I need you to repeat after me. We are the problem. There we go. We got it. Game's fucking cooked. The game's entirely fucking cooked now. Yeah. Never mind. You don't want to know why? Because we have Stormkill Artist. Alright? This could have been a Slime Against Humanity. So let's live in a world where we had a good deck and we play this 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Garruk's Uprising. And what if Garruk's Uprising had been a good card? Alright, God hates you. God hates you. That's not my fault. I can't fix that. I can't fix God hating you. He hates me too. I get it. But overall, I would bring up the slimes a little bit. I would get rid of these fuck ass non-land permanents like Dreamscape Artist, not Forger's Foundry, definitely Heartbreed of Spring, Mana Flare, definitely Innkeeper's Talent, possibly Jin Gitaxis, depending on if you see a therapist and work this shit out. And then definitely Migratory Greathorn. You need the... You need the concentration of crazy shit that you can Crackhead Exile into to be perfect. It cannot be this like We have 13, 18, 27. We have 27 different potential targets for a Luna to exile into, and they are not built equally. And we would like them to be built equally. And built equally is damage triplers, thrumming stone, maybe Jin-Gitaxias if Lucy still plays with you. But I think a lot of this stuff, I think Varen Twinning Staff is Magical Christmas Land, and I enjoy snow myself. But we got to get ground floor, baby. Ground floor production statistics. And I think that's going to be it for this deck. Nox Skyfall, thank you for the tier 1 Twitch sub for 6 months in a row, my friend. Welcome back to the dog home. You are fucking alive. Chris Dorff, hit me with that rant topic, my friend. I don't know how long ago you... Oh, 16 minutes ago. Yeah, so when I'm in the cut on a deck, I generally refuse to break out, but let me know what was up. Oh, harness the storm so you can cast slimes from graveyards. Potentially. I don't think it's as good as Arcane Bombardment. And it's another non-land permanent. And the slots, our slots for non-land permanents are much more precious than our slots for instants and sorceries, particularly responsibly costed ones. But it isn't bad. All right, we're going to move on to Kiva Delix's silly deck. And we're going to get back into the Kevin character. Archlord Decian, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. No Ocelots because we're not storming. I think the biggest failing of this deck is that it thinks it wants to be a storm deck, and I do not think it actually wants to be a storm deck, or if it does want to be a storm deck, it wants to do it with a different commander, or it wants to have a very, very tightly constructed exile plan of I Luna, I exile Omniscience, you all die. The deck did have Thrumming Stone, yes, Suzo. All right, gang. Let's sell some fucking horses. Let's move some goddamn inventory. It is a beautiful day at the Kia of Bag End, and we are here with Bill, Fernie, Bree, Silver. Look, man, I sold you a horse. You turned it into a goat, fish, dragon, whatever the fuck you wanted to do. That's you. You chase your bliss. I'm going to chase more horses to sell to other people, all right? Arch Collectibles, thank you for the Twitch follow and the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home and the dog house at the same time. I appreciate those motherfucking Bezos bucks. 35 lands, responsible. You need good infrastructure for the Kia of Bag End. Okay, whenever he's blocked, make a treasure or give somebody a horse, and if they do, you get rid of Bill and you get some fucking money, all right? Consequences are for other people. Okay. Counterspell, bounce, recursion, phase out, Maze of Ith. We even playing Magic? What the fuck is happening? Ross Daigle, thank you for the $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on Omo from MH3? I built the deck around her. My playgroup hates it. It makes Maze's End a real win con. I've not looked at her very much. I think she's very, very underwhelming. I think the making Maze's End a real win con is incredibly cute, but I think for the most part, I saw it played in Brawl one time, and I was just like, my brother in Christ, what is happening? It seems like the goal of this deck is to get punched in the dongle. Definitely an actual horse. Metallic Sliver, and his only job is to be a sliver. Got it. Dressage. Okay, so prevent combat damage. Slivers have flying. Double strike. Hammer of Nazan. Rise and shine. Oh my god, are we trying to turn the treasures into things? Wait. 8 slivers. What the fuck? Oh, so we give other people the slivers. Okay, so we get... So slivers... Wait, no. Wait, what the fuck is... Horse breeding? We have to... Okay. So that's how we're doing it. That's how we're doing it. This is perfect. I have no idea what it does other than lose. Okay, get Bill on the board. Get changelings. Convince your opponent that these changeling and tokens are horses. Sell them. Get treasures. Absolve yourself of responsibility. Give their stuff to other people or trade their cool stuff for your worthless stuff. Eventually accrue enough treasure to print dinosaurs, copy, steal enough. Look, I sell horses if you want winning deck lists. Go watch TCC or Decked Out. It's not theft if I have it. Horse breeding. Not even the actual horses are actual horses. I love Butt Stallion. I fucking love Butt Stallion. Horsing around. Kiva Deluxe, I'm gonna need you to be so real with me. Are you just a Fae? Are you just a member of the Fae? If I give you my true name, will I lose the ability to speak and have to enter into your eternal service? Because this shit is ridiculous. Okay, you at least have a way to get all your shit back. So we're making a teaching the horse to math. Talarian School of Veterinary Medicine. Investigate artifact card. Yeah, okay, so we need to be searching for artifacts. This is truly... This is some of the truest jank I think I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, Void Walk to get the thing back. I mean, we don't even have anything worth giving away. We just have things that we would like to have 3 treasures of instead. Okay, so everything's a oh no, we'll just play Bill. Fucking, Bill? We're gonna hope that we can hit somebody and make a clue, break the clue to draw the clue. Next turn, okay. So we have a Mirex, but we don't have anything to turn the Mirex into anything. Sliver, okay. Okay, hold on. I mean, I guess we get the Pip-Boy down. Get Bill down. And we'll draw, discard. Draw, discard, fuck the island. Yeah, okay, so the thing... I absolutely need to meet your dealer, my guy, but the number one thing that we need to fix is the entire deck is predicated on a very, very, very... very, very small number of cards. And if we're going to have the entire deck be predicated on a very, very small number of cards, we need a way to get to these cards. And so there's some things you may have to go down on counter spells. You may need to go down on token generators, but I'm not positive. Maybe something like trading posts, but the point remains, we're doing a lot of stuff that's just like making a thing for no reason, right? The point in the journey where you just clean your room because the spirit takes you, and then you come back and the room is half cleaned, a deck is half built, and there is Diet Coke all over the floor everywhere. And what we need is like fucking, we just need to take out the goddamn trash. We need to get an opening hand and play the one thing we need out of it, and then go, hey, look at that, Maskwood Nexus, and my tutors for Maskwood Nexus aren't in this hand. Out the window, goddamn instantly. And so we have a lot of interaction. But it seems to me like we need salesmanship to make the deck work. And that is very accurate. But if we need it to make the deck work, we have to have more really big card draw things. Cyber Draco, thank you for coming by the stream. I hope you enjoyed your deck roast very much, my friend. I enjoyed looking at your deck. Oh, yeah, there's the new Duskmourn Leyline. There's the new... We're going to put you on that new shit. Leyline of transmutation. This is how, if you have salesmanship, you can convince your table to let you take 18 free mulligans and then say turn 0 action. Turn 0 action, my friend. That is going to be your path to victory. And then after that, it just, like, you need... Felipe Lucas Diaz, thank you very much for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. You need Jace's Archivist. I think you have Frantic Search, but I think we need, even like consider an opt. We need a million things that let us say I need one more card in my hand than I currently have. Please, 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 please. Oh God, because if I do not have salesmanship out and I draw anything from dressage, shit basically does not matter. If I draw anything from consequences or for other people, shit basically does not matter. The important thing about jank decks is you actually typically cannot afford as much interaction as other decks. The decks that can afford interaction, you know what decks those are? Those are the decks with spare time, disposable income, those types of qualities. The decks that are jank, you need almost every card in your deck to be dedicated towards making your terrible plan happen. Jank, the Kia of Bag End, is an all hands on deck operation. It is not we pay half of our income to the security staff because you don't have a goddamn thing worth stealing. So we need to get some wheels in here. Number one. We need to get some wheels in here. Draw cards. Blue Commander. And you need a head sales officer, and that's going to be Agent of Treachery, and I definitely didn't just think of them because I saw them and I think they're funny. But you can draw 3 cards. After you do a little horsing around, you can draw 3 cards. I'm just think about that. Think about that, okay? I would anvil him up, I swear to God. Behold the Multiverse isn't the absolute worst. It's not the best, but it's not the absolute worst. Careful Study. I would put Careful Study in. Kindred Discovery, we do not have enough of any single creature type to make Kindred Discovery work for a goddamn moment. Oh, Super Gub, you are on to something. We need that bald bastards Rubik's Cube. We need to get Teferi's Puzzle Box into this deck, because then if you get the one thing, you have so few things in this deck you need. We need a mulligan every fucking turn. So you mulligan every turn, you play Maskwood Nexus when you find it, and then you move on, because after you get Maskwood Nexus, the deck just works no matter what happens. Then we're also having Dick Hammerbush, Sky Scribing. This is a very funny card. We don't need this in the deck. We don't need this in the deck. Okay, I'm going to put the puzzle box in, and when the pod tries to get me, I'm going to say Mauled says it was okay. You could just be like, just for a moment, please, please, please. Body shots only. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. But everything in that vein is something that I would do. You could even do fucking Howling Mine. Like, you are... This whole section of 14 is you trying to be the responsible player, and you cannot be the responsible player. You are the horse salesman. These cards are you breaking character, and we need you to stay in character until you get Maskwood Nexus. After you get Maskwood Nexus, after you get Unnatural Selection, then you can break character as much as you want. But until then, you gotta stay in character, and you gotta keep mulliganing until you find Maskwood Nexus. Add Phantom Steed, says Joe Salsa. Do not add Phantom Steed. But you need to be committed to being the problem. So that's how I would structure the deck. Is you have the Kia of Bag End, and you're spending all of your profits and more than that on security guards for Kias that are not worth stealing. Let's put you on the personality. Let's put you on the personality quiz. So right now, actually, I don't even know if it's functional, because we weren't drawing the thing that made it functional. There you go. There you go. It's not classic art yet. They're Nox, they're Kias. Be for real. All right, be for real. All right, and that is going to be it for this deck. I really like it. I like this gimmick very much, and I hope the mumblings were clear enough that if you don't want to run... Well, you are running some straight-up tutors, but in a deck like this, where so much of it hinges on a couple specific cards being drawn, because this deck does hinge on you need to draw something from salesmanship, and you probably need to draw something from horsing around, and after you get a card from each group, anything else works. When your deck is that specific, you do want to be really big on, hey, is there a baby in this bathwater? Too bad. Out the window. And then you move on to the next hand until you can get the thing that you legitimately want. Steve wasn't available. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. So, Nox, do you want to, now that you're alive, do you want to go today, or would you like to be rescheduled? Yes. Now, Nox has also requested a character, but it's not Kevin. It's Coach. And now, I haven't been able to find Coach's specific headband since the move. But we do have a little something I can wrap around my head. Alright, let's get ready for some motherfucking EA Sports. Cyberite, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse, my friend. Hello, Steve. There's a primer and shit? Oh, we'll get your primer and shit. Time to fuck around with ETB and theft in Dimir. Huh? Alright, Nox's deck. Pick my card. Please don't steal my cards. That's my job. Let me read this primer. Just make sure to give them to me. ETB nonsense, blatant theft. If you brought those cards to the table, if you're not going to use them well, I might as well play them for you. A man after my own heart. We all came to play with cardboard, but I want to play with your Craterhoof Behemoth. The proletariat must seize the means of mana production from the green players and punish them, and then top it off with a capture of the Jingzhou and Exsanguinate, and hopefully win, or mostly king make. So here's the thing that most of the simpletons don't understand about theft decks. Theft decks are the realest and fairest you can be. Because you know what's gating the power of my theft deck? What you brought. Right? Just because I'm outplaying you at every fucking turn doesn't mean the deck is unfair. What's making you feel like the deck is unfair is that you played a broken card, hoping that none of us could respond to it. But me, in my infinite wisdom, and in Nox Skyfall's infinite wisdom, had 2 mana to spend on taking it for you. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why'd you put it in the deck then? Explain that to me. Jowsy, thank you for the 100-bit cheers. Once again, take my biddies. I appreciate it. Jowsy and Harvesta, thank you for the Twitch follow. Welcome to the doghouse. So, Atris, ETB, look at top 3, face down, face up. Well, your opponent does, and then you get to put it into your hand. So, Black Parade. I love a good demonic tutor. Alright, we got Bolus's Citadel, Doomblade, Feed the Swarm. Huh? Whenever you lose life, get energy. Life gains for cowards. I'm going to tell you this right now, Nox Skyfall. If you're trying to gain life to hang around, you know what you don't need? Life gain. You want to know when you don't need life gain? When you've won. Alright? When you have won. And Gonti's machinations, that art should be him cowering in the corner, taking a fucking stim pack, saying, please, please don't hurt me. That is not the energy that you want to be channeling when you are playing Dimir. You need to have a silly little mask on, you need a slightly limp wrist, and you need a French cigarette holder that does not have a cigarette in it because those things will kill you, but does have some little candies on the end that you can whenever you get a little bit peckish, okay? So Tutor's fine. Bolus's Citadel, fine. If they can't stop you from erecting a gigantic pyramid, they do deserve to be crushed under it. But Gonti's machinations got to get the fuck out. Mind Drain, I think, is ridiculous only because I don't think we want them discarding when we could instead be stealing it from them. All right, this is actually taking a thing out of the pile that we can take from. Again, with the discard, it is a land, so okay. Waste not. Why are we? Okay, I'm gonna read more. Gain 1, lose 1. Destroy, sacrifice, bounce, tap, Riddlemaster Sphinx. So this is just the have an ETB clause section. So here's some blink. We'll bounce. Game needs to end somehow. I'm going to tell you, buddy, with what I've seen out of this deck so far, if you taking 1 extra turn after this one can end the game, I will sell you my right nut. All right? If you can end the game with 1 extra turn, My firstborn, you can have it. All right? You can have him. You can rename him, whatever you want. This is a cry for help. Would tap that 36 lands. Responsible. Your insurance provider has denied your claim. Just blue player things. All right. So we have Nox, buddy. Nox, can I call you Nox? We have a few things going on here. First and foremost, we have you fucking lying to me about what this deck is doing. Second, we have you lying to yourself about how much you want to win at Magic the Gathering. And third, we have a fundamental lack of any piece of this deck talking to another piece of this deck. And we're going to fix all three of those things in a few simple steps. The first step is going to be, do you actually want to steal stuff? I don't see how you're doing it. There's, okay, is it the 8 one? So you have 8 cards that can steal things. And this is, honestly, that's kind of a soft one. Gaunty, okay. Copy, but even this is still, you have to already control it. Nezumi Grave Robber. So for 5 mana, we can take something from a graveyard as long as that graveyard is totally exiled. And then this is copy something that already exists. Steal an instant or sorcery if I hit. Steal something from a graveyard. Okay, so let's talk about verticals really quick. Let's talk about... We're going to need a new PowerPoint just for you, buddy. So I understand that you want to steal. Right? We want to take stuff. We want to take shit from people, and that is the oldest and most real of all callings, is we're going to steal things. But we have a couple different ways that we can steal things. The first way is actual theft cards. The number of these that you have in your deck is 0. Oh, sorry, no, you have 1. You have Dragon Lord Silumgar. The other way that you can steal things is reanimation. You have some of this. Most of the ways you seem to be talking about stealing things is taking stuff from their graveyard, and that's why you have discard. Now, the things that support each of these are decidedly different, because if you want to beat people, or if you want to rob people by reanimating their stuff, you know what you need to make them do? It's not discarding, it's milling them. That's what we want to do if we are talking about I am going to take this from your graveyard and put it onto my field. If we're talking about theft, we very specifically need the Bimbofication Dragon, Born Upon a Wind, and Turgrid, right? We need things that directly say, put your shit onto my field. And there's a ton of things that will go under that can be expanded upon in this dipshit vertical, but right now you do not have a dipshit vertical that you are well committed to. You have some things that remove. You also have, on God, the worst pingers I have seen in my entire life. All right, I coached a guy once that showed me a mono green deck. All it had was red goblins and a single forest, and he did more damage than your deck is gonna do. And so what you need to be up on is using your commander's ability, which is gonna require you to blink them. And right now, you are not blinking this motherfucker. You have 4 blink effects in the deck, but a significant amount of your card draw can come from blinking Atris, Oracle of Half-Truth. So the way we're going to fix you and get more blink into this deck is we're going to take out the worst of your existing blink effects, and we're going to replace them, or we're going to take out the worst of your existing ETBs, and we're going to replace them with things that blink. So your worst ETBs, Ayara. We do not need little pinger shit in theft decks. Blitz Leech. Exclusion Mage. Farfinder. Gadwick the Wizened. Haunted Dead, we're up to 6. Malakir Blood Priest, we're up to 7. Even Riddlemaster Sphinx, but I'll almost let you keep that just to have a 5/5 on a body. And so we have at least 8 cards that we can replace with things that say exile creature, return to battlefield. They do have Deadeye Navigator Crimson, but what we got to be doing Blur. There you go. That's going in the deck. Displacer Kitten. Boom, going in the deck. Displace. Boom, going in the deck. Like you gotta up the quality and then up the quantity. This is questionable because you may not have colorless mana generation. Essence Flux, boom, roasted. Ghostly Flicker, boom, roasted. Illusionist Stratagem, boom, roasted. And then you just keep going through this list. Because what you want to do is you want to take your commander, play it once, and then just go. And you want to have maybe 1 or 2 ETB effects that are going to fuck them up. And so things like Demon's Disciple is okay if you have the spare creatures, but you may not have the spare creatures. Things like Meteor Golem are going to be better. Yahenni's kind of... I think Yahenni got put in because you did all of this sacrifice shit, and I don't think you should be on this sacrifice shit. I think you need to decide what vertical you want to be on. You need to decide what vertical you want to be on. And if you're gonna be on this discard shit, this needs to be like a secret Turgid deck. And otherwise, the discard stuff it's gonna make people mad at you, but they're not gonna recognize you as their superior. And that's what we need to be getting to, is we need to make sure these people are mad at you because they know that you are better than them. We have Joe Salsa recommending Protection Racket. No. And then Patron of the Nezumi. If you're doing the mill vertical, we love this, right? If you're doing the mill vertical, we love this. If you're doing anything, cut this dumbass. If you're doing anything, cut this dumbass. If you're doing anything, cut this dumbass. If you want to do the mill vertical, you can keep this guy. If you want to do anything, cut this dumbass. Why? Because this deck is not significantly expensive, and so they're just going to pay the life, and we're not going to get any of our good cards. Like, we have some expensive stuff, but even in Commander, people are going to pay 5, and they're just going to not give a fuck about it. Danny Ugg, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Welcome back to the dog home for the 3rd month in a row. I appreciate those Bezos bucks. Yeah, so this Commander is just card advantage. So what we want to have is this Commander, a bunch of blink spells, and then this effect. And then we just want to take shit. What about the new doll thing from Duskmorn? Question, is 13 swamps enough to warrant Cabal coffers? Most games won't see Urborg as far as I can tell. I don't really know. I haven't done the Cabal coffers math myself. Now this would be some funny shit to blink. I'm gonna be so for real. This would be some funny shit. You get this in a conjurer's closet and you just board wipe motherfuckers whenever you want. Like, I think you need to be in the space of effectively blinking Atris to get to the cards that are going to let you just straight up steal. So that's like Mind Fligger, that's like Silumgar. Oh, it's a cast trigger, not an EP. Fuck. Never mind. I can't read. They thought about it. They thought about it. But then you're gonna do like invoke the winds shit. What I've been doing is mainly blinking Gonti and stealing that way, but this is really helpful. So the thing is, you want to, that's good, and we want to really drill down on that. And anytime you see, like, let me put it to you this way, Nox. Would you rather play Blitz Leech or draw a way to blink Gonti again? And I think the answer to that question should be how you rework this deck. Is every single thing that is not a blink effect or is not an effect on a theft effect on the level of Gonti or Silumgar, you need to ask yourself, in the average game, would I rather draw this card or would I rather blink my commander again? And some things, like Mole Drifter, is another very good blink target. You'll want to keep that. It'll make people angry with you. But like Malakir Blood Priest, I think 9 times out of 10, you would rather Gonti again than you would resolve a Malakir Blood Priest. And that's the situation where you put Blur into the deck. And I think the same goes for Exclusion Mage. And that's when you put Displace into the deck. I mean, this is good theft. I just don't know if you can... I don't think blinking it does anything, because you need to control the creatures. But this is a good theft card. We do not give a fuck about this guy. We do not really have any activated abilities. We just have a ton of triggered abilities. So Nox, I would pick your lane. Pick your lane and decide if you want to be in cards that say steal or cards that say reanimate. And if you don't want to be in the reanimation lane, you need to cut all the mill, cut all the discard, and replace it with either card draw, ways to steal, or just any other like threatening creature or interaction. And then if you want to be in the reanimation vertical, you instead gotta be on... This is peak for you. Breach the Multiverse is peak for you. You honestly may want to put it in anyway because it is just such a good card and is still under the broad umbrella of theft. And then we have Meat Hook Massacre, but again, this is another good reanimator stealing. It's also de facto blink if somebody murders your stuff. So I would pick your vertical, and then you gotta drill down on your vertical and ask yourself as many times as possible, how can I make my turn look like blinking Atris or blinking Gonti? You may want to even lean a little towards the reanimator end outside of Gonti because your Atris stuff is going to go into your graveyard, so reanimation will pay off for you. Like Rise of the Dark Realms is going to go crazy for you. I'll tell you that right now for free. Except it's not free. I'm going to need $200 after this. Owl Knight does also raise the good point that some bounce would be good, especially things like Snap. Snap that are going to be mana neutral. But you're going to have a ton of slots for ads because you got a lot of shit we need to put in the trash can. I think right now you are definitely on multiple decks in a trench coat, but we can correct that. And that is going to be the end of this deck and the end of today's stream. So thank you all very much for everybody who came through. Thank you all to my patrons who have paid for all of this deck roasting. And thank you to everyone who followed, subscribed, donated, what have you. I will be live again Monday. The next deck roast stream is going to be next Thursday, and more emails are going to go out today to schedule the rest of the deck roasts. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good week. And remember to stay toxic.